Welcome to Confident AF Live, taking your mindset next level to get next year's results today with me, your host, Brandon Foster. Are you a badass peep with big dreams, ready to turn your unrealistic goals into reality? Confident AF Live is the gateway to enormous new opportunities and unlimited possibilities. The unrealistic can suddenly become realistic for you if you believe it. Are you ready to take your dreams and results to the next level? Then stay tuned as we help crack open the door to new ways of impactful thinking and believing about yourself with mindset practices for badass people like you. Confident AF Live starts right now. Well, good afternoon, good morning, good evening, or whenever you're watching this, everybody. Welcome to another new podcast episode of Confident AF Live. I'm super excited you're here today. Today I'm really excited. Today we're going to talk about 7 ways to embrace dreams. Embrace would be embrace. And I think dreams at the same time. Does y'all's brain ever do that where you have 2 words in your head and your brain just mixes them together? We're going to talk about 7 ways to embrace your dreams that scare you today, which is really exciting. And I want to talk about first why this is important. I feel like a lot of badass entrepreneurs, business owners think that once they achieve a certain goal, like they're done, like their life is complete or their goal is complete. And that is never the case. After coaching thousands of entrepreneurs and business owners and looking at like my own reactions and how I am, how my husband is, every single time we achieve a goal or a dream, it gives birth to bigger, bolder dreams and aspirations. And the reason why is because we are meant to grow. And how do we grow? We grow by our desires, which lead us to new levels of faith, new levels of action, new levels of inspiration. And I remember a couple different things. Number one, I see a lot of people who don't pursue their dreams because they don't know how it is attainable or if it's possible for them. And parents, friends, and others will say, well, that's unrealistic or that's too hard. And the truth is, anytime you attach those ideas or those beliefs, it's not going to end well. And when I say it's not going to end well, I'm not saying like you're going to die or, I don't know. A house is going to drop in your head like you're the Wicked Witch of the West. It's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is your desires are never going to go away. I would love to tell you that they will, but like your true God-given desires will never go away. Like me running away and joining the circus, like me wanting to go to film school, like your desires are never going to go away. And often what happens is people, when they get older, have regrets, and the regrets are always from not pursuing the dreams and desires that was placed on their heart, which is very sad. And I don't want any of you all to live with regrets. And I also don't want you all to be remaining in this place of like fear and trepidation of, oh my gosh, I just achieved this and now I want to do this. Because what I found is, as you get close to achieving one goal, like the goals are magnified and amplified. It's kind of like God will not give you the next dream and the next level of desire until you're ready to start taking action to integrate it and to believe it's possible for you, your life, and your business. And it's also okay too if you achieve something massive and that's all you've dreamed about your entire life and you're like, I really don't know what is next after this. Like that happened to my husband. He'd wanted to be a clown in the circus. He did that. Then he wanted to be a boss clown. He did that. He wanted to headline the circus and one of the headliners got hurt. So he did that for a year. He was in a juggling act. Like he accomplished everything he wanted to with Ringling Brothers Circus. And then it was like, what do I do next? And I feel like the other piece of this is that oftentimes your dreams, goals, aspirations that you want in your heart, you can't always clearly define or articulate what that actually looks like, but you have an idea. And so the one thing that I've been telling everybody recently is remain open to unlimited possibilities of how that looks and how that can happen. So for example, there was somebody who really wanted to be like this incredible basketball player. I don't remember. I just remember hearing about this, either watching this story or hearing a podcast of this story quite a few years ago. So it's a little hazy now. But the basic story was this person grew up, wanted to be this incredible basketball player. They had a sports injury in college, so they could never play basketball again. And instead, they became this incredible coach for basketball and just slayed at it. And the idea is that their idea of fulfilling their dream of working in basketball was as an athlete, but it turns out it was in more alignment. It was better for them to be a coach. And so I think sometimes we get ideas in our heads about how exactly we're going to achieve our goals, dreams, aspirations, and we have to remain open to the possibilities. So there's a riff, rant, and reframe for all of you that I didn't expect to do. So let's talk about 7 ways to embrace your dreams that really scare you. These are the big ones. These are like, I want to be a A-list actor. These are, I want to be an NFL player. These are, I want to own $100 million business. Like these are the big goals, dreams, aspirations. How do we embrace those and not, because a lot of times people try to push these away, like you're crazy, like get out of my head, like that's impossible, I can't do that. How do we embrace these and embrace them to a way that we believe in the possibility that they are realistic for us, that they are achievable, that they are attainable, and start taking action toward them? How do we do that? So step number 1 is let them gestate on their own and protect them. Like you don't have to, when God gives you like a really big, awesome dream, you don't have to go tell your significant other. You don't have to go tell your mom or your dad or your kids. You don't have to go tell the neighbor. Like you don't need to go run, tell people, especially when that dream is very different from your current reality. Because just because your dream is different from your current reality doesn't mean it's not possible, but it means more things have to shift, rearrange, reorganize, steps to take to get where you want to go. So you don't have to run out and tell everybody about what your goal, dream, and aspiration is. You get to keep it to yourself. Think of it like as like an acorn. Protect it. Let it get solid. Let it get its job done. Let it get a solid root system. Let it anchor into roots so that it can't get uprooted by other people's fear, other people's doubts, other people's insecurity, other people's BS. Let's not do any of that. So step number 1 is just let the roots gestate, anchor in, enjoy the dream itself and allow it to marinate and ponder and let it just move its way through your body into your heart and anchor in. That's number 1. Number 2, and this will happen, you'll have this like desire, this idea, well, wouldn't it be cool if, and then it's almost like because your brain doesn't want to, like, it's hard for your brain to imagine because it's so far removed from your current reality. It's like your brain automatically like squashes it or says, well, that's unrealistic or that's not possible or whatever. Or you're crazy. Like, where are you going, brain, or whatever. Remind yourself that what once seemed crazy to you became normal, and there's a new normal available. There's always a new normal available. So it's kind of like, a big example for me, let me think of 3 examples for me. One would be having people hire me as a business mindset coach, right? At first, it was like, that's crazy. Like, how can you coach business owners? You haven't had a business that long, da, 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 da. Like, why are you so special? But as soon as you start coaching the people and you see like how it's not about you, it's about the talent and gifts that God gave you, it starts to become easier and easier and easier. And then you get better and better and better. And then you love it. So you grow it, you learn it, you do more. And then you create new courses, create new opportunities to work with people. And it just stacks and it just builds. So what used to be like, I can't believe people are paying me for this, now becomes people pay me all the time for this. I remember too, as a circus clown, it was like, can you even imagine like performing in front of in Madison Square Garden in front of thousands of people? And then like 3 years into the tour, I'm like, well, this is a normal Tuesday. It's a normal Tuesday. Going into Penn Station off of entrance number 4 Penn Avenue, whatever it's called, going into work, showing my badge, going into Clown Alley, putting on my makeup. We have a meet and greet with TV. This is a normal Tuesday, right? So remind yourself that all the things you dreamed that once felt so far away and so unrealistic for you or impossible for you became realistic and possible for you. That allows you to neutralize those feelings and those ideas that that dream is too far-fetched, too unrealistic, you're crazy, blah, 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 blah. That's number 2. Number 3 is the other thing, especially if you're a planner, is I have to know how I'm going to get there and I have to know how I'm going to do it today. And I feel like in some respects, it's a little bit easier because it's kind of dictated by society for goals, dreams, and aspirations in some ways than it is others. So example is, I want to be a doctor, right? Well, it's like, okay, you got to go get your bachelor's and you're going to go to medical school and then you're going to do your residency and then you're going to do it, right? But in other things, like for me, being a circus clown after they closed down Clown College, Ringling Brothers Barn Bay Clown College is like, I have no idea how they're hiring clowns. I have no idea how to even audition or what to do. Getting into film school was one that was for me, which is like, how am I even apply? Like, I'm a circus clown. Like, yes, I have my bachelor's, but it's been so long. How am I getting into grad school? Like, it's really important that you don't feel like you have to plan out every single step to achieve that dream. The example I gave on a one-on-one coaching client today is, I don't know if you all have heard the really incredible story that Jim Carrey carrying around a $25 million check that he wrote himself. And he declared that he was going to be this amazing actor, be very successful, and he was going to deposit this check. So he carried on this check for like a really, really long time. And the thing is he didn't know how that was going to happen and manifest. He didn't know what movies he was going to do, who he was going to meet, what producers, what casting directors, what scripts. Like, he didn't know any of that stuff. He just had faith and belief in the dream itself and took one action after another. So what I see a lot of people do with their big goals, dreams, and aspirations for their business, for their life, for their family, for their finances, whatever it is they want to write down all the steps, want to know exactly how it's going to happen. And you have to keep detaching from the how and remain open to unlimited possibilities, because God loves to do things not by the book. And I learned this a long time ago, talking to people who were in Hollywood about how all of them broke into the business. Not one story was the same. They were all different ways. There's unlimited possibilities. And so that's really, really important with your dreams, to not get attached to the how, and just realize that belief is what matters, anchoring into the belief of it. And the how will be shown to you one step at a time. That's the other piece, is like, you will have action to take. You will have to leave the bird's nest to go get the worm, and it will be shown one step at a time. But that's all you need to know, is one step at a time. Okay, that is number 3. Number 4 is, nothing has to be done this red hot minute. Like, when you get a new divine download of this awesome dream, goal, inspiration, whatever it is, no action has to be taken right now. You'll sometimes be inspired to take action. Oftentimes you'll get ideas that come to your head about it or how you could go about it. I encourage you all to write it down. That way you don't have to try to compartmentalize it in your brain. Your brain works like a filing system. And the more stuff that's not written down on paper, not written down on your computer, like not written down in the tangible world, your brain tries to like keep it all inside. And it's better if you write it out. So nothing has to be done this red hot minute. So there's no urgency that's required, because a lot of people think they have to like act right away and do a whole bunch of stuff, because if not, the dream won't happen. It won't come true. They'll miss their opportunity. I truly believe that if you miss the so-called opportunity that God has for you, like another one can be created. Like it's not a big deal. It's not like God can't create another opportunity. Like why are we stressing out about missing an opportunity? Because there's unlimited opportunities for you. Also, the more you remain open to possibilities, the more opportunities you're going to see. So another reason to remain open. Number 5, which I just said, is remain open to unlimited possibilities. So I learned this a really long time ago in the travel business, because a lot of people be like, well, I don't know how I'm going to find the leads. I don't know how I'm going to find the people ready to travel, find the bookings. Well, there's literally millions of people looking to travel, millions of people who don't want to do all the work, don't want to have to do the research, that want to find the best prices, millions and millions. And I would say, well, your hairstylist, someone at the hairstyle place, someone at the gym, someone at church, someone doing your, those little tubes in your house, the insect tubes where they spray the stuff in there. I mean, there's, of course, social media, like there's thousands of possibilities. The more that you remain open to possibilities in your life and in your business, the more opportunities you're going to see, the less you're going to create resistance around like sales goals and things of that nature. Because if you can keep remaining open to all the different possibilities, all the different ways you can hit a sales goal, all the different ways that money can come, all the different ways you can get new clients, it becomes even better, easier to get behind, easier to anchor into faith, easier to believe and stay in that vibrational state of knowing that it's possible for you. Number 6 is when you do start taking that inspired action toward your goal, dream, or aspiration, when you do start doing that, don't be fooled by how things look. And what I mean by that is, I had a one-on-one coaching client, and in elementary school, how sometimes they'll have you do the flower garden exercise where they give you the little white or black cup with the soil, and you put the little baby lima bean seed or whatever in it, and then you water it, and then you just wait and you wait and you wait, and so you actually start to see it sprout. So it was an experiment like that, and their son or daughter had brought it to their house, and they kept watering it, kept giving it sunlight, but like nothing was ever happening. And the mom was like, this is not working. The seed must be bad, or the soil must be bad, or something. It's not working. So she had already decided to toss it. So the next morning she got up to throw it away. And lo and behold, the day that she had decided she was going to throw it away was the day that it actually finally started to sprout a green leaf, and she could see it, and it was very clear. It was very obvious. One of the biggest things that people do when they start to pursue their goals, dreams, aspirations is they don't see the sprout right away. They don't see that it is working on their favor, that it is going to be amazing. They don't see any of that. And so what happens is, they give up. They give up too early, and they start judging themselves and think it's not working. The watering's not working. The sunlight's not working. It's bad soil. It's bad seed. It's never going to happen. And then they quit. And so imagine if Jim Carrey, like his first few acting gigs, he was just like, never going to hit 25 million, never going to hit it, not going to happen, that kind of a thing. That never entered his mind. It was always another step and another step and another step forward, another step forward. He is getting there. It is in progress. It is going to happen. There was always anchoring back into faith and belief. This would be a really good conversation to have with him, by the way, at some point, to actually hear more about this Czech story and what was actually going through his head and how he anchored into that belief. And a lot of business people have done this for a very, very long time. But it is just really important that when you start taking action towards your goal, dream, aspiration, especially ones that scare you, let's not keep score of anything but progress. Earl Nightingale's definition of success is a progressive realization of a worthy ideal. You can say goal. And that is what you need to be doing for your goals, dreams, and aspirations. And number 7 piece of how to embrace your dreams that scare you is to trust that they are from the divine, that they are God's promises put in your heart, that he is not toying with you. It's not to set you up for failure. It's not to play with your spirits or tug on your heartstrings and squash them, that it's not any of that. And I found, after coaching so many people on this aspect and realizing where I've struggled in my own life in this, is that trusting God's promises is always a result of surrendering how you want things to be done over for a better way, an easier way, a more aligned way, a better timed way, basically something that's in your highest good that you don't always like, because you want it your way as opposed to the better way for you. I hope you all love that. I hope it brought you some joy, some encouragement, inspiration. Make sure you all like and subscribe to this podcast episode. Check me out over on YouTube and my Facebook group, Confident Mindset Practices. Don't miss an opportunity to join that. I go live every single week inside of there. And I say that I didn't go live this week because I was in New York. However, I did leave a training for people to do later on. So love you all. Thank you so much for watching. And I will see you next week on a brand new episode, which is going to be about overcoming your next level fears with love. Talk to you soon, boo. Bye-bye.
You have been listening to Confident AF Live, taking your mindset next level to get next year's results today with host Brandon Foster on TransformationTalkRadio.com. Listen or watch live every Wednesday, 12 p.m. Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern, where I help badasses like you with big dreams learn to take their impact and results next level, turning those unrealistic goals into reality. Confident AF Live is the gateway to enormous new opportunities and unlimited possibilities. For more information, get in touch with me, Brandon, at BrandonRFoster.com.